Hi, I'm Shari from Float in the Forest, and today I'm going to answer another of our frequently asked questions. Sometimes people ask us, can I book a float for someone else? Now there are a few things you'll need to bear in mind if you're thinking of doing this. Firstly, the person who's floating, are they able to agree to our terms and conditions? So for example, are they over 18? Do they have any of the health conditions that would mean that they can't float? You can find this full list on our terms and conditions on our website. Then there are some other things that might involve a bit of planning. So for example, do they dye their hair? We have to be really careful of hair dye, and we say that you must have no colour running out of the hair in the shower at home before you come to float. So it might be a question of timing it a sufficiently long time after their last hair dye appointment. And then other things like, are they, for example, okay with getting in and out of the pod unaided? If they need to bring someone with to help them with that, whether that's you or someone else, then that person who is helping can't be floating at the same time as them. So these are the sorts of things that generally people will assess for themselves, and you would be assessing on their behalf. Now we ask that if you're going to make it a surprise, and we understand that surprises are fun, that you tell them about it a little bit in advance. Don't just spring it on them at the time. There are a few reasons for this. So firstly, we have a 48-hour cancellation and rescheduling policy. So if the date doesn't work for them and they need to reschedule, they will need to give us at least 48 hours notice. Then there are also a couple of things that they will need to do in advance before coming. There's a short video to watch, not this one, but a short video to watch which explains the process of floating, and then also an online form to read through and fill in, and they will need to do both of these things themselves before coming. There are also some tips and things that they might want to do and not do before coming to float to get the most out of their experience. So for example, we recommend not shaving on the day of the float, not having caffeine or a big meal just before the float, things like that that are perfectly possible just with a little bit of planning. So if you still want to go ahead and book a float for them, please bear all these things in mind, and please tell them sufficiently far in advance so that they can do the things they need to do and get the most out of their float. What might be simpler is if you'd just like to give them a float gift card, and then they can choose the date and they can book it with the freedom and flexibility that that brings.